everyone. Thank you for coming on tonight. All right, so I very spontaneously decided, because I honestly could not think, well, there are things we could talk about, but, training sometimes and all that kind of good stuff is good for us, but it can sometimes be a little bit too much. And we really need to celebrate and hear about everybody's successes, big or small. If you started a new book, if you struggle with reading and you've been making yourself read and you've been doing great for a week, that kind of thing, or whether your PV shot up and your PV has been really low, whether you sponsored in 6 ambassadors, whether you sponsored in your first ambassador, whether your team has had a record-breaking sponsoring in of new people in May or this month or whatever. So it doesn't matter. And health successes, because that's what we're doing, right? We are in the health and happiness business opportunity. So maybe you have hit a new phase of healing. Maybe you've noticed something in your body, or maybe you have a really cool story to share from somebody, a customer, or an ambassador on your team has had this breakthrough with their health and they were struggling for years. I don't care what it is. Like, let's just make this super informal and chatty and just share. Unmute yourself, share something that maybe, even though we did a recap of convention last week on last Monday, maybe you remembered something. You're like, oh man, I wish I had shared this last Monday, but I didn't get a chance to. Share it this time, because not everybody was at convention, and honestly, not everybody even at convention heard everything. There was so much amazing information thrown at us at convention that I was not in the gold workshop. I was not in the silver workshop. And I heard some really cool stuff about the silver ambassador workshop, that 3, 6, 9, 12 formula thing. I never did that before. So share. You guys have the floor. Unmute yourselves and talk. And I'm going to try to think of some things too. Oh, actually, hold on. Before I forget, I need to talk about tomorrow night. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Tomorrow night, we have this really cool thing we're going to do. Ruthie, Monica, and I are teaming up, and we are going to, can you all hear me? Someone say something. Okay. We are doing something called like a fun friends team connection party. So this is not something we've ever done before. It's going to be very lighthearted, very fun. We want to get as many people on our team, everyone under Ruthie Horner. So she's Sapphire, everyone under her, as many people as we can get in on our Zoom. We want to get them in there, especially newer people who have not been really part of our team stuff yet. This is going to be a great chance for them to get a really good taste of our team culture, to see just what do we do. We are going to have prizes. We are going to have fun little activities that we're going to do, especially for people who maybe want to share with people, but they're nervous. We're going to give them some fun activities. We're all going to do it together. This is going to be, I'm really excited for it. So I'm leading that Zoom, and then anybody local. So if you're local and you have, or if you have a local team, excuse me, if you have a local team, you can definitely invite them over tomorrow night and connect on the Zoom with us and do the activities with us. I know that in Minnesota, Monica and Ruthie are going to have go to one of Ruthie's ambassadors' homes for their connection party, their fun, friendly connection party, and they're going to hop on the Zoom with us a couple different times to do the things with us. So that's us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Yeah, so I posted about it. Okay, so share, please. What are some things that have changed for you, for yourself, for your team, for customers, whether you did a really great post and you got a lot of good interaction? I don't care what it is.
I'll start.
Yay. Yes.
Well, so one big thing after convention for me, I moved. We have this old, super cheap desk from way back when I was in school. But anyway, it's been sitting in the basement, and I moved it upstairs in our bedroom, and it's in front of our window. I don't know, it just really like, I came back that next day, I was like, I'm doing this. I have my own space. I can close my bedroom door and lock it. I always used to just work on the couch or at the kitchen table. So I've been getting up a little bit earlier, which doesn't work that well because for whatever, no matter how quiet I am, someone can hear me. But I feel like it's just helped a ton. And I just was so inspired at convention. And I feel like I have my own space. Otherwise I had all my Plexus stuff was just like in the kitchen it was just all over. So I don't know. It's really good, and I'm excited to decorate it. And now I have the windowsill too, so I was gonna put some stuff on there. And
are you at your desk right now?
I am.
I can tell. There's sunlight in your face.
Oh, thanks. I have the light off too behind me, so. But yes, so that is super exciting for me. I'm excited about that. But I do have one person an ambassador that joined, and then was having some problems and couldn't take her stuff and whatnot. And then she started ignoring me, like completely ignoring me. And she messaged me over the weekend. We were actually at a convention and said, I think I want to try it Plexus again for real this time. And so I know she has some product left, but I thought that was pretty exciting. So
that is really encouraging and exciting, because you know that sometimes people almost need a fresh start, and we have a lot of people, I mean, a lot of jewels are like that too. They just it wasn't the right time, and they had to come back into it and mentally be like, okay, I'm doing this and taking these products. That's so exciting. Yay. Okay, anyone else?
So I have two ambassadors who already said yes verbally, just haven't signed up yet for a couple different reasons. One is going to be out of the country on a mission trip.
Oh, wow.
And so I'll give that one a pass. But he's like, in the beginning of July, we're going to sit down together. And that's nice because he is not on Facebook. So he hasn't seen it. He hasn't done anything. He's the guy who goes to church with me, and we're actually starting a men's group.
Chris, you're kind of broken up.
And I got these stomach issues, and I'm like, something, and like we just had a conversation. He goes, I need that, and we're going to do this in July when I get back from Belize.
Nice. You there, Chris? That is really cool.
Everything. I mean, I'm not that good.
Hey, Chris, you're kind of broken up. Can you hear me? You're kind of broken up.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Oh.
Okay.
That might help.
All right.
There.
So it was just nice to like just be able to talk to somebody and be like, here's what it is. And if I don't have the answer, I know I can get the answer fairly quickly.
Yes.
And the other one was an old client of mine from like 2 years ago. And she was like kind of skeptical. She had, like wasn't whatever. And she just said, okay, what is this pink drink you keep talking about? So I just grabbed her 3 sticks and gave it to her. I said, here, try this. If you have more energy after 3 days, we'll talk more. I mean, it was just like, and I knew that would work for her. And after the 3rd morning, she goes, okay, we need to talk more. So that was good. And since starting Slim and race training, the hunger control, I'm down almost 30 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, okay, when?
Wow.
Okay.
About 2.5 months.
Oh my word. Oh my word. That's amazing. That is amazing. Okay, do you think afterwards you could, when you have time to sit down, can you type out what you've been doing? What you've been taking all, your Plexus stuff, and then what you've been doing, because you said something about race training.
Yeah, I'm training for half marathon in Madison 8.5 weeks. And then I'm signing up for another 10-mile race today because apparently I want to run more at the end of October.
Wow. Woo. Okay. Wow, that's motivating. Okay, so you're gonna have to type that out in the actually just do it in the team page, and one of us will approve the post, because there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna want to hear how you're doing that for sure.
Okay.
So, yes. Thank
Perfect.
you. That's awesome. Woo. Woo. Okay. Anyone else? We're sharing anything that has happened positively in your business, whether with you, whether you've had like a mind shift and suddenly you're like, wow, my confidence has boosted, or you've lost weight, or somebody on your team is doing really well. I don't care what it is. Oh, Auntie Heidi, yes. I'm going to unmute. There you go. Okay.
Okay. So I shared this, I think, on Facebook Live the other day, that I realized since convention that I've been ashamed to have people mention that I am part of Plexus. Like my husband mentioned last Wednesday night that I'd be, at prayer meeting, he's like, Heidi's going on a trip. It's a Plexus convention in Florida. And I was like, you feel like I felt like I wanted to duck. And so I realized that I've been doing that. And I don't know what it was about this time going to convention, but I realized like there's nothing to be ashamed about. It's all in everybody else's mind. Like I have nothing to be ashamed about. Other people may have to have their mind changed about what I am doing, but you can't change everybody's mind. And that goes for anything. I mean, other people can be doing something that I don't understand why they're doing it either. So my belief is built more, and I feel like I still have a mind shift thing. I feel like everybody else can do this and grow and get people to join their team, and that it doesn't happen for me kind of thing. So that's my kind of like my last hurdle. But when Brooke Hemingway shared about the 36912, that has been really helpful. And I don't know why it hasn't clicked with me before, but I would do my IPA sometimes, and it would sometimes take me 2 to 3 hours, because sometimes I'm just having conversation back and forth with someone, and then it just never goes anywhere. And I'm like, okay, so I just wasted an hour chatting with this person, and I need to be more. So that helped me. Like, you do this amount of work for this time, you don't answer anybody until later. And so that has helped me. And it's also helped me with my fear. I've been messaging people that I'm like scared to message them. And so it's like, you have to do it quickly. So it's like, okay, I'm messaging this person. I'm going to message this person. And I don't care. And sometimes I go looking for someone. I'm like, oh, I'm not friends with them anymore. I'm going to message them because I was friends with them before. And I'm like, if they're going to be like, wait a second, I'm not friends with her anymore. Like, I'm just going to do it. And you never know what's going to happen from that. Maybe the Lord will bless that. And you never know.
Yep.
So that's my 2 cents.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
I agree with Heidi. I was struggling with the same thing, where I was posting on social media, but I wasn't reaching out to people. And when somebody would mention it to me, I would get embarrassed. And at convention, I'm looking around at 11,000 people, and I'm thinking, what am I embarrassed about? The first 20 rows are diamonds and jewels that are making way more money than even my senior director makes per month. What am I thinking? Like, they're making more money than a doctor in less time. What am I embarrassed about? What am I ashamed about? And what are they going to do? Say no?
Great.
So that was huge. So I took that 3, 6, 9, 12 and ran with it. My thing is timing, managing my time. When I figure that out, then I'll be great.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I know. I've seen that shift in you too, Stephanie. It's awesome. It is so exciting. And yeah, when you're at convention, it's like, what was I afraid of? Because even, I mean, I think there's always going to be a little bit of struggle that somebody, even if they become a double diamond, there's still going to be struggle because we're humans, we're not perfect. So, I mean, I have things I've been working through, and the mind is definitely a battlefield, and I have been working through, struggling with some things and working through some things and talking through them with my upline. And yeah, when you're at convention, you're like, what on earth is wrong with me? There's thousands of people here ecstatic, and lives literally are changed. People are no longer sick, living on their couch. They are getting bills paid. I mean, just all ends of the spectrum. So yeah, I know.
I think one of the biggest changes, though, I mean, the 36912, that was revolutionary because it's showing, all they're doing is showing you manage your time in increments. It's like when I was a dental assistant. When I was a dental assistant, I managed my time in increments. So I meant, 3 minutes for this, 2 minutes for that, 1 minute for that. And that's all they did. They took 30 minutes and broke it down into a manageable something. You could sit down and do this for 30 minutes and you're going to be productive.
Yeah.
The other big thing that they mentioned, though, they said, one of the diamonds, might have even been the, I don't know who said it, I'm not going to try to guess, but find an accountability partner before you leave convention. Find an accountability partner that's at your level. So if you're not a silver, find someone who's not a silver. If you're a silver, find a silver. Gold, find a gold. Don't count on your upline. Your upline's there to support you, and they're going to motivate you, but it's not their job to motivate you. It's your job to motivate yourself because it's your business.
Yes.
But if you have someone on your same level and you're trying to reach for the same level, you don't feel like, number one, you're not competing with that person because there's millions of people in the world, but so you're able to encourage them. And they're struggling with the same things you are.
Yeah.
At each level, we all struggle basically with the same thing. I mean, we're not extraordinary people who have extraordinary problems. They're so different from each other. So you can encourage each other. Today, I might be mindset. Tomorrow, I might be timing. Mm-hmm. And today, Rachel might be timing, and tomorrow she might be mindset. But we can encourage each other through it.
Yeah.
So I think that was huge. That was huge for me to have one person. I mean, we have the chats, and we have Facebook, we have all this stuff that's great. But if you have one person that you're checking in with daily, every couple days,
yeah,
you're being accountable to someone other than a family member, other than your upline. It's someone who's trying to achieve what you want to achieve.
Yep.
That's huge.
It is. It is.
That's been a big help for me because then I think, like, if I get sidetracked, I think, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to check in. How am I going to account for not doing that at that time? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, well, I can't. I'm going to have to do it now.
Isn't that cool?
So that's been helpful.
I
love it.
It motivates you when you have a sideline going for the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have one accountability partner, but obviously I have different sidelines who I'm either in friendly competition with or like, no, I'm getting to Sapphire. Get Sapphire. Friendly competition or definitely for the same thing at the same time. Bridget Kroll, who's been one of the guest speakers in our team Zooms in the past, she just went Emerald in May, and we have been really connecting deeply over the last few months. She has been a godsend, literally, to me, and could be my accountability partner if you look at it that way. So, okay. Anyone else share? Yes, Auntie Heidi. Go ahead. I'm going to mute you. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say one more thing. You mentioned about you have trouble with your own mindset too. But I wanted to say that Brooke Hemingway, she's a diamond sapphire, right? So you think that people like that, they're all set with their mindset, but she struggles too. She said that, I hear about somebody who is on Instagram and they're signing up people left and right. And she's like, oh, wow. They're signing up all these people on Instagram. And she's like, oh, wait a second. she's doing her thing. I need to do my thing. So it was interesting for her to share that she struggles too with looking at what other people are doing, even when she is almost a double diamond, So just because you get to that point does not mean that you arrive and like you don't have your mental struggles anymore. She's still, so I found that interesting. I found it very helpful for her to be real.
Yes. Yeah, that is true. Very, very true. Right after I went Emerald, I started hearing about another gal who was almost Emerald, and she joined in July of 2017. And I was like, okay, so what have I been doing wrong? And so when you see those things, you start comparing. You're like, oh, great, what have I been doing all this time? But that's not good. That's not healthy. Everyone's different, right? Everybody is in a different place in life, and some people have more maturing to do, more growing to do. Some people are not willing to get out of their comfort zone soon enough. Just so many different variables to each person's growth. So yeah, yep, I still struggle with it. And honestly, I don't want to ever arrive, because if you arrive, you have nothing to pursue. You have nothing to work towards, and then you stop. And that's no good, because then you're limiting the people who are coming with you. So, okay. Somebody else.
I'll go.
Yes.
I have background noise because my husband's giving my 3 boys a bath. They're just fine. I'm doing a sip and see on Monday with a friend that we met each other in like getting onto the airplane. And we're both silvers, and we live like 20 minutes from each other. So
Nice.
I've challenged myself to invite 60 people, and I'm at 30 so far.
Yes.
And I'm not doing copying and pasting messaging. Like my last part is the same, but the first part is personal, which I've never really done before. Whenever I've done like a whole bunch of people at once, I've always done just copy and paste. And so I've only gotten no's so far, but we're just gonna keep going.
Well, I saw your event page, and I saw a couple people say they were going.
It's Whitney's husband and dad and stuff. Yeah. It's the other ambassadors.
Yeah.
So I know I'll get some people, so I'm just gonna keep going. But anyway, so I did that, and what else was I going? Oh, my husband got a 7-day challenger from his job, and she's like really super excited. So we're like pushing to sign her up this week. So yeah, that's it.
Woman. Okay, I just want to stop for a second. Rachel Anderson, I keep wanting to say Fugate because that's her maiden name, and that's what I first knew her as for several years. Okay, so Rachel Anderson and I went to college together. She's actually the age of one of my sisters-in-law, so she's a year or so younger than me, or 2 years, I don't know. Anyways, but Rachel started off as my customer, one of my first customers, and then she joined. I don't know how long after that it was, but it was a good year or more after, year and a half maybe, I don't know. Anyways, all I want to say is Rachel has come in leaps and bounds, and I'm very excited for her because she is pushing herself out of her comfort zone, and it is showing. So, so proud of you. Okay. Someone else. Yes, Susan, you have food in your mouth. Do you want me to unmute you? Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day around here. Been trying to catch up all day. I'm glad Stephanie spoke because I was a little bit afraid to speak because she's on my team, and I'm like, ooh. But I'm really glad she got on and spoke because there has definitely been a shift in my team with the girls that were working the business but not being very consistent, having a hard time. They didn't have the tools that, like Stephanie was talking about, the 3, 6, 9, 12 thing. They have a tool now that is really helping them out, and it is showing. There's much more consistent effort. It's more intentional. It's more purposeful. It's a completely different vibe going on right now in my team. So I'm just really, really excited about that, because that was really on my heart, was to get my team really going into this, not just dabbling a little bit, but really being serious and intentional about it. So I'm grateful for that. I also wanted to share one thing that I think I'm like the only person that noticed this at convention, and this shows you how weird and different I am than most people. And I was with Sharon today. We were talking to someone else, and it came up in conversation, and I seriously think I'm the only person that noticed it. But I'm just going to throw this out there in case someone else might find this little tidbit interesting, because I joined for the business. I didn't join necessarily for the product. So my mindset and my focus has been very different from the get-go. And even now, the kind of people that I reach out to, it's for business. It is business building. So the thing that I thought was really interesting, because this is my second convention, and every year Plexus is growing. They're introducing new executives. They're hiring new people, branching out, making new departments and whatnot. And I thought it was very interesting that all of the new executives that they brought on, they would introduce them. They basically go over their resume. And it was a very impressive resume of, some network marketing background or some other kind of businessy background, really impressive resumes. And then when these people got up and were like speaking their own thing and introducing themselves, they all had one thing in common. And I thought this was very interesting for someone, if you're speaking to someone about the business. And they all said, I could have gone here, I could have done this, I could have joined this company, but why I chose Plexus was because I could see that the corporate office, any decision that they were making was for the best interest of everybody. Whether you're in the home office, you're out in the field as an ambassador, you're a customer, wherever you are in the scheme with Plexus, they were making their decisions for the better of everybody. It wasn't one-sided. And I think that is a huge thing that so many people that are against network marketing, they have a big stigma about, is that they're like, well, the comp plans are always tilted in the favor of the corporate office, and you can never make any money because it's never for you. It's always the bottom dollar. So I thought that was really interesting, that was the deciding factor of why these really big, successful executive people joined Plexus, was because of that. I thought that was pretty powerful, but that's just me.
I remember hearing some of them say that, and even Tarl and Alec will say, if it's not going to be for the good of the ambassador, we will not do it. It actually goes both ways. If it's not good for the company, aside from the ambassadors, they won't do it either. It has to benefit both. Otherwise, they will not make that decision, whatever it is. Because why would they make a decision that's going to hurt someone, right? So I know they are very wise, very loving. Yes. A very visionary in their decision making. Okay. We have 10 minutes. Anyone else? Yes. Oh, we have two people. I'll let Marianne go.
Oh, yeah.
Good, Marianne.
Me? Okay. Well, if we're celebrating, any little victory,
Yes.
I had at one point kind of gotten a little bit discouraged because I had quite a few preferred customers and like no ambassadors, except for Erin, who has been amazing and has been rocking it. She's doing a great job.
Yes, she is.
But yeah, she's doing really good. But at this point, I've kind of worked things around and had lots of good conversations, and all of my customers that were buying 100 PV or more a month are now all ambassadors.
Yay.
So I had my last one signed up this weekend. Yeah. So it's not like it's a huge number of people, but I have 5 altogether, and 2 who I'm going to have to talk to again because they are ones from before who turned their orders off this month. So the conversations will continue.
We always do.
But that felt kind of like
Yes.
felt like a growth phase for me, and I was really grateful.
That is exciting. Yeah, that's a really interesting phase to be in, especially when you start off and you have only customers and I mean, I'll be honest, the paycheck from just preferred customers, especially if you have like 7 to 10 or more, is really good, right? And then you start switching them over, some of them who can be ambassadors, who are ready for that, you switch them over or you start getting ambassadors, and then you're like, oh, my paycheck is shifting. Because it changes how we right? You're like, but it's good.
Yeah.
Good. You want to build up a team
Right.
with the right people, and you're doing that, Marion. You're doing that beautifully. And I had that same thing happen. I didn't get my first ambassador till, well, not, okay, I got my first ambassador 2 months after I joined, but I didn't really start getting a lot of ambassadors or getting more than 2 ambassadors until the following year, several months after I joined. So I had only mostly customers. So I totally get that shift. I remember it clearly thinking, wow, this is different. So, it's so exciting for you. And yes, Erin has been an amazing team builder. Amazing. Okay, anyone else? Roxanne, you wanted to say something.
I was just going to say that I teamed up with Erin. So Erin and I, through Leah Wenzel.
Yes.
So we teamed up together, and that's been just something I think that's been working really well. And we've kind of been creating a little chat of our own. And so that's something new and exciting that Erin and I have been doing that I think is going really well. And we've been chatting outside of the chat and kind of just encouraging each other and our teams. So
that's oh yes, that's right. You did tell me about that. That's right. I remember that now. And you're kind of like accountability partners doing it together, sidelines. So yes, I love that. Sidelines are so powerful. Some of the best encouragers. Okay, anyone else? We have 6 minutes left. Anyone want to share something new, something exciting, small, big, it doesn't matter.
Me.
Yes. Yes.
One of the neat things about teaming up with Roxanne too, teaming up with the sideline is we don't benefit each other's bottom line, and so when we encourage our team to do something and it comes from Roxanne, they know that I'm not saying it just so it affects my paycheck.
Yep.
It's her encouraging me, but also it's just been neat to find someone that we have different points of view. So like I might say, hey, we need to, and she's like, no, just a second. So it's just really kind of neat to find somebody that compliments you as well and kind of tones you down a little bit. And says, just think about it first. But it's really been neat I love the One Plexus spirit. I really do. It's just been very encouraging.
It is. We have something very special in our entire company. I fully agree. And yes, it is good to have sidelines and leaders on your team who make you stop and think before you make a decision. I have really good leaders on our team. Some of them are your leaders. And they're like, wait, hold on. Is that a good idea, Melody? No, maybe not. So, yeah. Okay. Anyone else? 4 minutes. Evelyn Boyd, do you have anything to share? Usually you have something exciting going on. I know you're chewing right now. I caught you by surprise. What recently has just happened for you, lady? As in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
Let's see. I've got a new customer, and I've got 3 people in the challenge, and I've called a family member today and was able to send them samples, and they told me that if they do something that their spouse does it with them at the same time, and trust me, they both need it because there's an A1C of 10.4 involved in this scenario. So I made sure it was sent first class mail so it gets there. So yeah, that happened actually today. Got that squared away today. So.
And then not everyone in here knows what new big thing for you.
Yeah. I'm mom boss. I am totally like, what's this? All the way here. Yep, that is my full-time job, is reaching out to people to see how I can improve their lives, health, or business-wise, or all of the above.
Evelyn, so for people in here who don't know Evelyn's story, she left her job.
I did.
Full-time job, because her Plexus income is taking over that income. So she can do that, be in that job position, and she can be at home. Plexus. Yeah, it was huge. Okay.
Hang on a second. We're super excited about watching trolls in this house.
So when did you, okay, so share with us really quick, when did you stop? When did you leave your job?
I left my job 2 weeks ago this past Thursday. So June 1st was my first day of all plexusing. Super happy. And then I got to end my first week as all plexus at convention.
Yay!
I got to meet some awesome people and got to meet, my sidelines and get a new motivation and a new bond, which has actually helped motivate me more.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a very unique team, I think.
I'm very thankful for our team. Okay, one more person and then we have to wrap it up. Anybody want to share something they're learning, something they're applying, something that's new? Oh, we have less than a minute. Okay, so we just started our 7-day challenge this week. Today is day 1. If you have challengers in there, make sure you are connecting with them and following up. Tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Central, I posted about it in Live Radically. We have a friends and hold on, I don't remember the title of it. We named it something. Fun and Friends connection party with the pink flamingo on it. That's tomorrow evening. Bring your new people. This is going to be awesome for them, an eye-opener for them to get to make new friends and see what Plexus is about and see what our team is about. Okay, so thank you guys for coming on tonight. It's so great to see your faces. Thank you for taking time, and I hope to see most of you tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Bye.